Before you ask God for money, you must understand this one spiritual law. Most people skip it, and that's why they stay stuck. Listen carefully. Many people pray for money every single day, yet their financial life remains the same. They cry, they beg, they plead, and still nothing changes. But the problem is not the prayer. The problem is the understanding behind the prayer. Money is one of the most misunderstood blessings in spiritual life. Many think of it as something sinful, something corrupt, or something that only materialistic people chase. But money itself is not the problem. Money is a tool, and like any tool, it becomes good or bad based on how it is used. A tool can build or a tool can destroy. A tool can feed a hungry family or it can be wasted on harmful choices. The tool itself carries no moral weight. It is the hand that holds it, the heart that uses it, and the intention behind it that gives it meaning. When you see money only as something to chase, you will always feel anxious, lacking, and desperate. But the moment you understand that money is simply a divine instrument to fulfill purpose, to create peace, to grow families, to uplift communities, and to help those in need, then your relationship with money transforms. This shift is not small. It is the foundation of financial blessing. When you begin to see money as a tool rather than the destination, something changes inside you. You stop chasing and start preparing. You stop running after wealth and start becoming the kind of person who can handle wealth. You begin to realize that the real treasure is not the money you hold in your hand, but the wisdom you hold in your heart. And when that wisdom grows, the money follows naturally. Now, here is the deeper spiritual truth: divine blessings do not come to people who are simply wishing for them. They come to those who are aligned with them. Many people pray with fear. They pray with anxiety. They pray from a place of panic. God, please send money, I'm drowning. God, I'm desperate, help me survive. They think desperation increases the power of prayer, but spiritually, the opposite is true. Desperation blocks blessings. Alignment attracts them. What does alignment mean? Alignment means your thoughts, your actions, your habits, and your expectations match what you are praying for. If you are praying for financial abundance, but living with a mindset of scarcity, your heart is sending the opposite signal. If you ask for prosperity while constantly speaking words of limitation, I'm broke, I can't, I'll never make it, you are canceling your own prayer. If you ask for opportunities but continually choose environments, friendships, and routines that drain your energy and distract your focus, you are not aligned. Alignment is not forcing something. It is preparing for something. It is living as if the blessing is already on its way. Think of a farmer. He doesn't pray for a harvest while doing nothing. He prepares the soil, he plants the seeds. He waters the land, he creates space for the blessing he is asking for. In spiritual terms, this is alignment. Most people want the harvest without preparing the field. They want the answer without making space for the answer. They want the blessing but continue living in ways that block the blessing. And then they wonder why nothing changes. When you pray from a place of alignment, the energy of the prayer shifts. Instead of saying, I'm desperate, please rescue me, your heart says, I am ready. I am prepared. I am walking in purpose. I trust that what is meant for me will find me. This type of prayer is powerful because it is rooted in faith, not fear. Fear shrinks blessings. Faith expands them. Fear closes doors. Faith opens them. Fear says, I am alone. Faith says, I am supported. When you understand that money is a tool, your attachment to it loosens. You stop begging for it and start preparing for it. You start developing discipline, gratitude, and self-worth. You begin treating your current resources, no matter how small, with responsibility and respect. And spiritually, when you prove you can handle a little, more is given to you. This is why alignment matters more than desperation. A heart aligned with purpose attracts provision. A mind aligned with clarity receives opportunities. A spirit aligned with gratitude multiplies blessings. You do not attract what you wish for, you attract what you are prepared for. And here is the final truth: the moment you shift from, I need money, to, I am ready to grow, serve, create, and fulfill my purpose, the entire flow of your life changes. Suddenly, ideas start coming, people start showing up, doors start opening. Not because you begged, but because you aligned. Money is not the destination. Money is the vehicle. Purpose is the destination. And when your purpose is clear, the provision arrives automatically. Many people ask for financial blessings, yet they overlook one of the most important spiritual laws. Responsibility always comes before prosperity. Nothing in life grows in the hands of someone who is not ready to take care of it. Whether it is money, relationships, opportunities, or influence, everything responds to the level of responsibility a person carries. People often say, if I had more money, I would manage it better. But the truth is the opposite. If you cannot manage the little you have now, you will not manage more. If you waste small amounts, you will lose large amounts. If you are careless with small responsibilities, greater responsibilities will never come. Life is like a spiritual test. It gives you something small and watches how you treat it. Do you handle it with gratitude or with frustration? Do you protect it or neglect it? Do you make excuses or take action? Only when you prove that you can handle the smallest blessing does the next level open. This is why many people stay stuck. They want the reward without the preparation, the blessing without the responsibility, the harvest without the planting. Responsibility is not only about managing money, it is about managing yourself. It is about your discipline, your habits, your mindset, your decisions, your reactions, your work ethic. Wealth is attracted to order, not chaos. Money grows in the hands of someone who respects time, plans ahead, stays consistent, and learns continuously. Before greater blessings arrive, life asks, are you ready? Can you handle more? Have you outgrown your old habits? If the answer is no, then the blessing waits, not because it is denied, but because it is delayed until you become the person who can carry it. Wealth does not follow desire, wealth follows responsibility. This leads to the next truth: your actions speak louder than your prayers. Many people pray for change while living in the exact behaviors that keep them stuck. They pray for abundance but continue practicing habits of scarcity. They pray for opportunities but keep sleeping late, procrastinating, wasting time, and ignoring growth. They pray for new doors but stand in the same spot where the old doors closed. A prayer without action is like asking for a harvest without planting a seed. A prayer without discipline is like asking for strength without lifting any weight. A prayer without change is like asking for a new life while holding on to the old one tightly. Prayer is powerful, but prayer is not meant to replace effort. Prayer is meant to guide effort. Prayer gives direction, strength, clarity, and peace, but the steps must be taken by you. Many people think they are waiting for blessings, but in reality, the blessings are waiting for them to move. Actions reveal your faith more than words ever could. If you truly believe abundance is coming, your behavior will show it. If you truly believe opportunities are on the way, you will prepare for them. If you truly believe your life can change, you will start acting differently today, not one day. Your actions are your message to the universe. Your habits are your declaration of intention. Your decisions show what you really expect from life. If you say you want success but keep making choices that lead to failure, your actions cancel your prayer. If you say you want abundance but complain, gossip, or speak negatively about money, your actions reject the blessing. If you say you want opportunities but you're unwilling to learn, grow, or step out of your comfort zone, your actions block the very thing you are asking for. Spiritual law is simple. What you pray for must match what you practice. Words must align with behavior. Desires must align with decisions. If you pray for wisdom but ignore advice, you are not aligned. If you pray for financial growth but avoid responsibility, you are not aligned. If you pray for new beginnings but repeat the same old patterns, you are not aligned. Alignment is where miracles happen. When your prayer, mindset, and actions move in the same direction, doors open effortlessly. You do not need to chase blessings, they begin to find you. You do not need to force opportunities, they start appearing naturally. You do not need to prove anything, your growth becomes the proof. Responsibility creates capacity, actions create momentum, consistency creates results. When life sees you are serious, truly serious about growth, everything starts shifting. The right people come, the right ideas come, the right opportunities come. Nothing stays hidden from the person who is prepared. So ask yourself, are my actions aligned with what I am praying for? Am I living like someone who is ready for the next level? Am I treating what I have now with respect? Am I practicing the habits of the person I want to become? Because the truth is simple but powerful. Blessings do not come to those who only want, blessings come to those who are ready. Words are not just sounds. Words carry energy, shape thoughts, direct emotions, and create outcomes. The speech that comes out of your mouth is one of the strongest forces in your spiritual and financial life. Many people block their own blessings not because of their circumstances, but because of the sentences they repeat every day. When someone constantly says, "I'm broke, I can't afford anything, money never stays with me," they may think they are being honest, but spiritually, they are planting seeds of limitation. Every sentence becomes a command to the mind and an instruction to the spirit. The moment the mouth declares defeat, the mind begins to accept it, the body begins to behave like it, and opportunities begin to disappear. The mouth shapes the atmosphere around you. Negative speech is a lock that closes doors. Positive speech is a key that opens them. It is not magic, it is alignment. The more you speak lack, the more you train your brain to expect lack. The more you speak fear, the more you live in fear. The more you repeat negative beliefs, the more your life bends itself around those beliefs. This is why spiritually, complaining is dangerous. Every complaint is a declaration of scarcity. Every negative sentence strengthens the chains that hold you back. What many do not realize is that your mouth is a creative tool. When your speech is filled with hope, your reality begins to rise to match that hope. When your speech is filled with direction, your life begins to follow that direction. Your words are like seeds planted in the soil of your future. Speak with intention, and your future will grow with intention. This does not mean ignoring challenges. It means refusing to give challenges the power to define you. Instead of saying, "I am broke," you say, "I am preparing for abundance." Instead of saying, "Nothing works out for me," you say, "Things are aligning for me." Instead of saying, "I can't," you say, "I'm learning." The shift may seem small, but spiritually it is massive. When your speech changes, your mindset changes. When your mindset changes, your habits change. When your habits change, your results transform. Your mouth is the beginning of that chain reaction. This leads directly into the next truth. Gratitude is the key that unlocks provision. Many people block their financial growth not because they lack resources, but because they lack appreciation for the resources they already have. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. Gratitude means acknowledging what is good, even when life is challenging. Gratitude is a spiritual magnet. It pulls blessings toward you because it proves you recognize value. Here is a powerful spiritual principle. What you do not appreciate will eventually leave your life. What you appreciate will multiply. When you wake up every day complaining about what you lack, you unconsciously disconnect yourself from abundance. But when you wake up grateful for even the smallest things, your breath, your shelter, your food, your abilities, you create an inner environment that invites blessing. Gratitude shifts your energy from not enough to more than enough. That shift is what opens spiritual doors. People often say, "I'll be grateful when my life gets better." But the truth is the opposite. Life gets better when you become grateful. Waiting for blessings before practicing gratitude is like refusing to plant seeds until you see a harvest. Gratitude is the seed. Blessings are the harvest. When gratitude becomes a daily habit, something powerful happens internally. The mind becomes calmer, fear begins to shrink, doubt begins to weaken, hope becomes stronger, and when your inner world changes, your outer world begins to follow. Gratitude also changes the way you make decisions. When you are grateful, you treat your current resources with respect, you manage your money better, you stop comparing yourself to others. You become more patient. You recognize opportunities more easily because your mind is not clouded with frustration. Spiritually, gratitude signals that you are ready for more. A heart that appreciates small blessings creates space for big blessings, but a heart filled with complaint closes the door before the blessing even arrives. Think of gratitude as a spiritual key. Every time you express thanks, even silently, you turn the key a little more. As the door begins to open, ideas come. Opportunities come, financial clarity comes. These are not random, they are responses to your inner state. Many people chase money while ignoring the power of gratitude. They chase success while complaining about every obstacle. They chase opportunities while talking negatively about their abilities. But gratitude flips the entire system. It stops the chasing, it brings blessings closer. A grateful heart is a magnet for abundance. A negative heart is a barrier against it. When you speak positively and think gratefully, you align with abundance. When you speak negatively and think fearfully, you align with lack. Life reflects the energy you give it. So ask yourself, what am I speaking into my life? Am I planting seeds of limitation or seeds of hope? Do I appreciate what I have, or do I constantly focus on what is missing? Because the combination of disciplined speech and deep gratitude transforms a person spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Together, they open the flow of provision that was waiting all along. One of the most misunderstood spiritual truths about wealth is this: abundance does not come from hoarding. It comes from giving. The law of giving is simple yet profound. When you open your hand to help others, the universe opens its hand to bless you. People often pray for money, yet they cling tightly to what they have, afraid to give, afraid to share, afraid to trust. But the flow of wealth is never meant to be stagnant. Money is energy, and energy flows. When it flows outward, it returns multiplied. Giving is not only about money, it is about generosity of spirit, time, and resources. Every act of giving, no matter how small, creates a spiritual echo. When you give, you declare that you believe in abundance. You declare that you trust that the universe can provide. You are sending a signal that says, I am not limited. I am ready to be a channel of blessing. Many people believe that giving will make them poorer. In reality, it is the opposite. Giving creates space for receiving. When you hold on to every penny, every opportunity, every resource out of fear, you are closing doors for greater blessings. The flow of wealth stops when the heart is closed. The flow accelerates when the heart is open. Consider this: the richest people in history, the ones who left legacies, the ones whose names are remembered, all understood this law. They did not accumulate only for themselves. They used what they had to create change, to help others, to build communities, to uplift lives. Giving is not a cost, it is an investment in your spiritual and financial future. The universe does not forget generosity. It rewards it in ways that often surpass human understanding. But there is more. Giving is also a test of readiness. It measures whether a person is prepared to handle greater abundance. If you can give wisely and consistently when resources are modest, it proves that you can handle even greater wealth responsibly. Those who hoard are not trusted with more. Those who give are entrusted with abundance. This leads to the next truth: money comes through people. God uses channels. Many people pray as if money will simply appear from nowhere. They imagine a miracle, a sudden windfall, a lottery win. While miracles do happen, the divine principle is that wealth flows through people, connections, and opportunities. Money is not just an object, it is a medium. It moves where it is invited, where it is needed, and where it will be used with purpose. Opportunities, contracts, partnerships, mentorships, and networks are the primary ways financial blessings enter life. The universe often uses people as messengers of provision. Someone might offer a job, share a business idea, or provide guidance that becomes a turning point. Wealth rarely comes to isolated individuals. It comes to those who build relationships, provide value, and engage meaningfully with the world. This is why generosity is tied to opportunity. When you give, you are not only opening the door for blessings to return, but you are also building relationships that naturally create financial channels. When you help others succeed, when you provide value without expectation, you attract support in return. Divine providence often works through these human vessels. Yet, the key is intention. Giving must be done from a heart of sincerity, not obligation. When generosity is performed with hope of immediate return or for vanity, it loses its spiritual power. But when it is performed with authenticity, humility, and trust in the abundance of life, it activates a flow that is unstoppable. The truth is simple: wealth is not a solo journey, it is a networked journey. Money moves through the hands, minds, and hearts of people. Those who ignore relationships, burn bridges, or refuse to connect often block the channels through which abundance would flow. Conversely, those who cultivate respect, provide value, and act with integrity create open highways for wealth. Combine giving with understanding channels, and you unlock a powerful cycle. Giving opens the flow, connecting opens the channel. Together, they ensure that abundance is not only received but multiplied and sustained. You do not just attract money, you attract the people, ideas, and opportunities that make lasting financial growth possible. Ultimately, the spiritual law is clear: wealth is not just about receiving, it is about flowing. Give freely, and the universe reflects that generosity. Engage meaningfully with people, and the universe mirrors that effort with provision. Money moves where trust, value, and purpose exist. When you align your actions with this principle, blessings do not just appear, they multiply. Remember, generosity is not a sacrifice, it is a key. Relationships are not a strategy, they are the channels through which provision flows. Together, they form a blueprint for spiritual and financial abundance that is both practical and divine. Many people pray for financial abundance, yet they overlook one of the most critical factors in attracting wealth: their own self-worth. True prosperity begins not in the bank account, but in the heart and mind. If a person believes they are unworthy of wealth, no amount of prayer, effort, or opportunity can override that internal barrier. Self-worth is the invisible foundation upon which every material blessing is built. Consider this: when someone feels unworthy, they unconsciously sabotage themselves. They might avoid opportunities because they fear failure. They might undercharge for their services, settle for less than they deserve, or fail to negotiate what they are worth. Even when money comes their way, they may feel guilty or anxious, leading them to lose it quickly. This is not coincidence, it is the law of alignment. The universe cannot give what the receiver believes they are not allowed to hold. Self-worth is not about arrogance or entitlement. It is about recognizing your value, understanding your abilities, and trusting that you deserve abundance. It is the quiet confidence that you can handle wealth responsibly and use it wisely. When a person develops this inner recognition, every action they take begins to reflect that belief. They become assertive, disciplined, and intentional in how they earn, spend, and invest. Opportunities no longer feel intimidating. Challenges no longer feel insurmountable. Spiritual law teaches that your external life is a mirror of your internal state. If your self-worth is low, your net worth will reflect it. If your self-worth is strong, your net worth rises naturally. The mind and heart set the parameters for what life can deliver. Wealth is not just about skills, knowledge, or luck. It is about the internal belief that you are capable and deserving of receiving abundance. Building self-worth is a deliberate practice. It involves daily affirmation, reflection, and acknowledgement of your achievements, skills, and potential. It requires letting go of comparison, releasing fear, and embracing your uniqueness. Every act of self-respect, every decision that honors your value, strengthens the foundation for lasting wealth. This principle naturally leads to the next truth: wealth arrives when purpose is clear. Money is never random. It is not just a reward for effort or luck. It is a tool designed to fulfill purpose. When a person has clarity about why they are working, why they are striving, and what they want to create in life, money begins to flow as a natural consequence. Without purpose, wealth is scattered, fleeting, or misused. With purpose, wealth becomes aligned, sustainable, and transformative. Purpose is the magnet that draws resources. When you know your mission, your energy, your focus, and your intentions all align, opportunities begin to appear that match your vision. People show up who can support your goals. Doors open that previously seemed impossible to enter. Money is simply a reflection of the value you are creating and the clarity of your direction. Without purpose, money often becomes a source of stress rather than freedom. It may come and go, leaving emptiness or dissatisfaction behind. With purpose, money becomes a servant, a means to achieve meaningful goals, make a difference, and leave a legacy. When your purpose is clear, every financial decision is intentional. Every investment, every choice, every effort is guided by vision, not impulse. This principle also explains why some people struggle financially despite talent, education, or opportunity. They may have the skills, but they lack clarity of purpose. They work hard, but in directions that do not align with their true mission. Energy is spent, but results remain limited. True wealth flows to those whose actions are intentional and whose purpose is clear. Combining self-worth and purpose creates a powerful alignment. Self-worth ensures that you believe you deserve to succeed and can handle success responsibly. Purpose ensures that your success is directed toward meaningful outcomes. Together, they form the foundation for sustainable financial abundance. The universe rewards clarity and readiness. When you are clear about your value and your mission, life responds in kind. Practical steps include reflecting daily on your strengths and accomplishments, defining your mission clearly, setting goals that align with your purpose, and making decisions that honor both your self-worth and your vision. This is not theory. This is the pathway through which countless people have transformed their financial lives. In essence, the secret is simple but profound. First, build a strong belief in your value, then define your purpose, and allow both to guide your actions. When these two forces are aligned, money is not something you chase, it is something that flows naturally into your life. It arrives in the right way at the right time and in the right form. Self-worth and purpose together turn prayers into results, intentions into opportunities, and desires into tangible blessings. They create a foundation so strong that no temporary obstacle can shake it. Wealth is no longer a distant dream. It becomes the natural outcome of alignment, clarity, and readiness.